ratio will suffer. My hookup ratio never suffers, but
email me, ladies.
Hi everybody, I'm Justin from Main Man Bassing. In this video, I'm going to unbox and review the Daiwa Tatula 300 HS. If you're new to the channel, I do product reviews, fishing adventures, and how-to videos that all revolve around bass fishing in the Northeast. If you're into fishing, I'd love that if you sub, just hit that subscribe button. And anyone can smash like, be greatly appreciated. If you want to own one of these reels right now, there'll be an Amazon link in the description box. You can click the link and take it from there. Daiwa Tatula 300. Here's the box, right? Nice, beautiful box. Something you'd expect to get if you paid $260. Okay, and here's your reel. I'm excited to have this. One of my first reels was a Daiwa Tatula, so I'm stoked to get back to my roots. I needed a bigger, stronger reel to handle throwing big baits. I want to get back into big baits. That's what I sort of learned fishing was with big baits. Actually, this lure right here. This is 2.3 ounces. So I need gears that can handle retrieving that kind of weight with resistance all day long. So I went with the Daiwa Tatula 300. I'm usually very impressed with Daiwa products. I really don't have any complaints with Daiwa. I think their products are fantastic. So I imagine it's going to be a great experience all around. There's a couple little areas that I'm sort of concerned about, but and I'll discuss that, right? But this reel, this is the 7.1 to 1. And all the reels come in at 11.5 ounces. You're going to have an aluminum frame. I don't know if the side plates are aluminum. They kind of feel like composite, but your frame for sure is aluminum. Your handle, I believe, is aluminum. It's 110 millimeters swept, drilled out. Very big. For me, being 6'3", 200, actually I'm down to like 185. Mostly muscle, right? So big guy, big hands. It's very nice and comfortable, right? Like this, it just feels good. Nothing's banging around. There's really no play, just a slight touch of play that comes, teeters, just barely, but very smooth otherwise. Your drag star, I believe, is plastic. Could be graphite, but it feels like plastic. But it's really optimal, like where it's located, easy to engage, right? So there's no doubt that that'll be great, like setting that drag and unsetting it. And it's going to offer 28.7 pounds of stopping power. You're going to have 7 ball bearings, 2 corrosion resistance, plus an additional bearing, which I assume is the anti-reverse bearing. Whether or not it's salt rated, I don't know. I get a lot of questions on that for the reels I review, and I don't know how to truly answer it unless if the website specifically says that. I assume so because they're marketing the fact that the corrosion resistant bearings can withstand salt water. But I can't answer that truthfully or with 100% confidence. But it feels very, very smooth. Feels very nice, right? Your spool, I believe, is aluminum. Right? It's not drilled out. It's narrow and deep. All right, I believe it's anodized as well. I would assume so. If they're marketing, anti-corrosion bearings, I would assume the spool is anodized. Okay, but so it's fast, right? Like 7.1 to 1 is 37.6 inches of line per handle turn. That's more than 3 feet. 8.1 is 42.9 inches. That's insanely fast. And then there's a 6.3 to 1, which is 33.5, and a 5.3 to 1, which is 28.1. I wish I had looked at that before I purchased this, because with horizontal presentation, I think I should have gone a little slower. Your balance needs to be your setup needs to be super balanced, right? Like if the line's too tight and it's too fast, it won't, like, the fish needs to take the lure and turn with it, especially topwater, right? If the line's too tight, not enough slack, and the retrieve is too fast, it'll grab it, but as you hook, the hook set will be too fast and it won't be able to turn with it, and your hookup ratio will suffer. My hookup ratio never suffers, but also if it's too slow, right, like the bass will take it, turn, and spit it out before you set the hook. So I feel like it's kind of fast. I wish I had kind of gone with the 5.3 to 1. We'll see when I get it out on the water how it performs, if I can make the necessary adjustments. I don't know. Time will tell. It can hold 12-pound mono, 260 yards, 14-pound mono, 215 yards. I'm probably going to go with 16-pound mono. I assume I'll get right around 180 yards. So I'm going to burn through some line here this season. If you're going with braid, 30 pounds will get you 310 yards. 50-pound will get you 175 yards. It has the T-wing system. That's the line guide, right? That's that T-wing. Supposedly, the T-wing system is supposed to reduce the amount of friction that happens when the line exits the reel, resulting in a further cast. Whether or not that happens, I don't know, man. I have some $100 lose bait casters that can bomb cast. So in my experience, a long cast is determined by how balanced your setup is. It needs to be perfect, meaning you don't want to throw a 3/8 ounce lure on 16-pound mono on a 6-foot heavy rod, right? You'd want, for 3/8 ounce, you probably want 5 to 6 pound line, a 7'6" parabolic rod. So I don't know. I kind of suspect that the whole T-wing system thing is a little bit of a gimmick and just different. So your brakes are the mag force. So, and it is audible, right? Which is nice because you don't have to open the side plate. Though when I'm throwing something like this, brakes usually aren't on. Probably for pitching and flipping. If that's what you plan to do, the brakes will be important. But for big baits, I don't think so. I'm usually just using my thumb. Okay, so, and your tension spool knob is plastic, does not make any sound, which I think is unfortunate. I think I don't know if it really helps, but to me it seems like when you're trying to dial in your settings, if you change the lure or the wind changes drastically, you need to dial in your settings. I feel like the audible factor, the clicking helps. But I don't really know if it does. And then, so the one area of concern I had was the spool, the speed and the spool. You know, I prefer a wider, more shallow spool so the cadence is more even when I'm retrieving. Even and consistent. And then also, like, to engage the reel, it's a bit of force that's needed. Like you really have to turn it. It's probably easier on a 8-foot extra heavy rod, but just to compare it, here's a 300 size reel. This is an older Shimano Corrado. This is like effortless. Like you could almost like blow it and it would engage. But so there's a bit of force there. You can even hear it. It's like, right? So that's sort of my one area of concern. I'm excited to have this reel. Daiwa usually always makes outstanding quality products. I'm just gonna have to be mindful of my cadence when I retrieve. Other than that, I think I'll be good. And I will, after I get it on the water, catch a few fish, I'll make a first impression video. You can check the description box. But thanks for tuning in. I hope you catch a lot of big bass this summer. I'd love to have you. If you want to subscribe, smash like is a huge help. And if you want to pick up one of these, Amazon links in the description box. Thank you. Have a great, safe, productive season. Thanks for watching.